But you know I'm about top down in the Mustang, going right above 50 on the highway. In the fast lane, in the fast lane. But you know I'm about just driving down the interstate, no destination in my way. In the fast lane, in the fast lane.
In the TR6 I'm going OT. Only packed a duffel bag and an ounce full of weed. The top down, yeah, I'm feeling the breeze. My soul is at ease. Only wish that you was right here by me. I had to leave the time behind for my faith and beliefs. Ran laps through the city, ain't nobody to be. You want the crown left that way.
Here we got the man, the legend, you know what I'm saying? Legend, New York, you feel me? Upstate New York, Ithaca, all that, Blane Bent. You know what I'm saying? A really good friend. I appreciate you for being on the inaugural interview for Gold's Media, bro. Appreciate you 100%. And we had to talk about the album, bro.
Indeed.
We had to talk about the album. We had to talk about the music scene in Upstate New York.
Right.
And yeah, let's just jump right into it, bro. So first off, how you feeling, bro? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I mean, work was regular today, you know, but since the release, yeah, I mean, this is my version of a victory lap. Right. You know what I mean? Like we took our time, and it's crazy. I found like a knack for EPs now. You know what I mean? I don't know if this generation would even want an album just because of the attention span.
Stop it, bro. Stop it.
No, I'm dead ass. The attention span, like songs are shorter. They're either like a minute and some change or 2 minutes, you know, and then you bring the chorus and the bridge back and that's the whole song right there. You know what I mean?
It all depends on what type of artist you're trying to be though. You know what I'm saying? Because you have artists that do take that route and they make short songs or short albums, short projects. But that's just because of who their fans are. Their fans enjoy the shorter.
Like I'm definitely in the category of like, I mean, no one does 3 verses on a song anymore. But I'm the type of MC to do that. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind the long play on songs. And then also knowing when certain songs, you just need to clip it where it needs to be. You know what I mean? You don't have to overdo, but nah, man, I'm great, man. I'm great. Like,
as a fan of hip hop, bro, and as a fan of you, I would love to hear a full length album from you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I trust. It's in the cut. I've just been like picking it apart. You know what I mean? And just kind of like figuring out like what I could salvage from it.
Right.
Or, you know, but
okay.
In time.
Hey, so first track on the album, Bolt Tack.
Yeah.
You started off with a crazy flow.
Yeah.
Man, I heard a couple influences in there. I don't know if you want me to give up the sauce.
Give it up.
All right, so
I might surprise you with some others.
I heard an MJ influence in there.
Definitely.
Right? And then I heard the Usher in there. Oh my
yes. God. But which part though? Which part?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Which part?
The Oh My God part.
Oh, okay.
Usher I Am joint.
Definitely.
Right.
But you know what's crazy? When I heard the beat a year ago, because I bought that beat and I got another one free. That was the one that I actually got free. And the flows I had for it at the time, I just kept hearing Usher sing the chorus, but I was trying to figure out what song of Usher's that I know that fits in the song, in this beat. Like I didn't even know. So that's when I was like,
specifically though, like why did you just heard Usher on the beat? That was
well, I'm from the A too. So it's like I juggle being New York and Atlanta. You know what I mean? That's why my flows, that's why like people compare me to Young Thug, but I gotta give my respect to Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? And it's not to say exactly, but it's not to say Thug can't rap and don't do his thing. It's just to say I don't listen to Thug. I probably heard his songs here and there because it was hot in the moment, But I don't play Thug religiously, like, oh my God, what was next? That was all Wayne. So when Wayne was doing the auto-tune with the bars and the crazy flows, that's what stuck with me throughout my whole career, basically. You know what I mean? But I don't go to automatically, oh, I'm gonna do the Wayne flow. It became my flow over time. You know what I mean? Because now I'm putting my content source and my own unique flow patterns.
When I hear you, I don't hear Wayne. I hear you.
Word. So yeah. So there's a distinction, and I feel like with the effects that we use in the game, they're just similar. So that's why we'll get the comparisons of, oh, like he sounds like this or he sounds like that. But a lot of the industry plugins we all use, really, you know what I mean? So at that point, it's just fine tuning the sound. But yeah, I heard MJ and Usher on that beat, man, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just mix that, put my flow in the verses like regular, you know what I mean? And you know, it be what it be. You know, it wasn't called Volt Tackle like a year ago though. That concept came through like not too long ago. Even the cover art, like normally I have cover art backed up in the cut, and then I launched that cover art. I think we shot that in like late August, when the sun was still out in Ithaca, and we was at a Cornell football field, and we just kept.
That's a real shot right there.
No, that's an authentic shot. That's an authentic outfit. I bought the replica jersey on eBay for like a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that crazy. I even got another one. You know, I gave it to my mans that was shooting it. You know what I mean? And his son too. So I was like 3 that came into the pack. But yeah, we was out there, man, and it was crazy. Like we got wild different other shots. But when we saw that one, we was like, nah, like that one right. Yeah.
Jesse Owens. That's
Salute to Jesse. And it's crazy because it's like I was looking hard for like unique poses that he did, you know, to kind of like have people, oh, okay, that's the Jesse Owens. I just couldn't find any. So over time, while we were out there just making up whatever, we just had to find what stick, and then that one looked fire. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, Ames, let me swap the shoes real quick. This is about to be crazy. Because I was in the regular, I had like Taekwondo shoes. It was a regular Reebok type of shoes, you know what I mean? But I felt like the wings gave it the extra, like, yo. You know what I mean?
Right. And you referenced that throughout the project too. You reference, you know, the Jeremy Scott Airwalker song. You got little lines throughout every song where you reference floating or flying or walking on air.
Yeah.
But back to bolt tackle, you got a line in there, bro. I wanted to highlight.
What?
Trapping out the shortstop.
Oh yeah.
Can you explain for the people that don't know shortstop?
Shortstop in Ithaca, New York is a deli. It's actually famous throughout the world. I think there's one in Detroit and a few other places, which I didn't know till I was working there.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Like early in the 70s type of thing, I think, like real way back. And yeah, man, it was one of those times because I dropped a song called Beef and Broccoli where I was saying something about just no shortstop was never my complete stop. Just a side hustle getting by from corporate fucks at the Marriott, because I was working at the Marriott. So when they did what they did, grimy, I had to retreat to shortstop real quick to get that bread until I figure it out. And around that time, you know what I mean? I had a couple dudes allegedly, you know, I was copping some nice smoke. You feel me? And I was just, you know, doing my thing already. Not shortstop wasn't the standpoint of where I was trapping at. It was just the moment the song came on for the second verse, and I had to paint the scene of like the hometown hero and what that is to provide this type of work for you guys. Like I had to just give y'all the little background, like, yo, like I was in the deli flipping your sub, like, you know what I mean?
Hey,
and
hands down, probably the best subs in Upstate.
Yeah.
Hands
yeah.
down.
OD.
I haven't tried many, but shortstop came in clutch many times, bro.
Boy, yes.
You could pull up there whatever time of night,
And exactly, bro.
He's with
They
it.
got you.
It's Subways on 100. Put it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
nah, yeah, that line was, just in that era of my life, I had mad jobs. I had side hustles. I had 3 real corporate jobs, and I was just trying to get it. I was buying a lot of beats, recording a lot of time. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then too around that time chipping in rent here and there, where I can. So it was just like this artist shit, bro. It take a lot out of you. You know what I mean? Okay.
Sure. You telling? All right. So next up on the project, you got Never Break, which I disclaim is my favorite song on
I gotta know why though.
Never Break. It's a couple reasons, bro. I like the approach. You know what I'm saying? I like the concept a lot. I could relate to it. Never giving up, never folding. You know, 100%, 10 toes down, all that. So that's kind of what I stand for. And then the features on there, bro. The features on there were amazing. Can you introduce the artist that was featured on that song?
For Never Break, we had JJ Wolf. And to start it off with him, like, that boy is a genius. He's a problem. That man's a go-getter. And it's crazy because
he's the one on the hook. Was he
the dude on the hook, I skipped that. The dude on the hook, his name is Superb.
Superb, okay.
Yeah, and he used to go by Etiquette back in the days when we were at the South Side. Hold on one sec.
No problem.
Hey, what's up?
Pause. All right, so we was talking about
Superb. Yep. Superb, yeah, like at the South Side Studios, it was a community center. It was called Unity Studio at the South Side Community Center, and I met JJ there. I met Superb there, and back then, who told me? It was Uncle Joe, which I get my haircut from. You know what I mean? He was saying that his nephew JJ, he rap. He really looked up to you.
By the way,
huh? You know, Unc?
Yeah, of course, right? Come on.
Yeah. So he was like, yo, my nephew rap, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe y'all two. So I was like, all right, like, I hear him out. And I've just seen him progress. Around that time, I was still trying to find myself and do my thing too. So, just the record, it just didn't appear. But I knew he had talent already. You know what I mean? But it's that factor of, okay, someone is starstruck or someone is doing it. Let's see how long they continue to do it for.
Right.
Because for me, at that point, I already made my mind up in 2011, 2012. This is what I'm going to do.
100%.
You know what I mean? For kids, oh my God, I can rap. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might give you a feature and then you become a doctor or some shit because, and not to say that that's not Gucci. It's just that don't forget about the time we put in if it's still monetizable or, you know what I mean? We just got to monetize our energy now. So speeding forward, man, seeing him release music and really doing his thing. And he asked me to get on a song of his called That was last year. I was like, yo, I got one with you. Now we got to have one on mine at some point. So now it was just really finding the record for that. And the song Never Break, Superb actually had that in his vote. And he wanted to get a couple of artists from the upstate area on that track. And, the people, the reason why he had that energy to do so was because we were all at a studio. It had to have been like 10, 11 artists from Ithaca all in the same place. That's rare as fuck, because it's not like the Southside Community Center days where it's a community center so people could freely come up, record and whatever for an hour. In this case, we got to book our sessions and stuff like that. So the fact that everybody just came through, he was like, yo, we got to get a track of the whole posse. So I was like, all right, people didn't really fall through or just projects that other people were, you know how it go. So it's like, it's just in the back burner. Me and him, we've been collabing and just been going ahead. But I listened to that beat and the hook he had every day, even if it was in the car and it was 3 blank verses. Like I listened to it just because it's a feel good vibe and beat off rip. So I was just like, nah, if this is naturally getting my vibe and attention, I gotta just spit on this. You know what I mean? And then if I do that, I gotta see who can come on to this real quick. You know what I mean? So when that happened, I put like a fire under everybody in like early October, saying like, yo, I need these verses in before like November. You know what I mean? If y'all can get it in by November, that's great. But the sooner the better. They pulled up. JJ, I sent it to him like probably 2.5 weeks ago from the release. And that day when I sent it to him, he wrote it and recorded it and sent it back. And then I forwarded that file to my engineer. So it's just on time. You know what I mean? And like for so that's Superb. That's JJ Wolf being the first rap verse. Second verse we'll get into is Ronan, aka Grim, aka Gabe. That's his real name, Gabe.
He did his thing on that for sure.
Yeah, you know, and I know his subject matter and his approach, it was gonna be different. So that's why I added him in the mix. And not only that, you know, me and him have a record history of just making music together. Our first tape that we ever put out was called Behind the Shades. It was a mixtape, and we have it still on Dat Piff and things like that. It was me, him, and Hit, and us three. Yeah, we just made the tape. So throughout time, we've made Breadwinner on the Breadwinner EP, which you're featured on, my guy. You know, and you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, yo, see what you could do with this. He was like, yo, personally, it's not his favorite verse, but like, you know, like he pulled up, and I just wanted to make that the moment. I added the third verse in there, put myself in, and you know, paid homage to Fall Out Boys with the Sugar We're Going Down song.
I was gonna ask that. Yeah.
Yeah, pay homage. I grew up in that era, man. So it's like a lot of Linkin Park, all that is all of that is in me. And 3 Days Grace, you name it. And I'm gonna just try my hand at all those punk rock alternative rap flows I can come up with, you know.
Hey, bro, that's the way to go right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of kids that's growing up on alternative music right now.
Yeah.
Same as like my little brother, he's 12. He listens to alternative music. So
Word.
if you want to tap in with the youth, you gotta be diverse in your influence.
Never Break was fun too.
That part.
You know what I mean? It was fun. Like, I felt like the beat was fun, the flows were fun, what we talked about was fun. It still had some unserious undertone, but for the most part, it was like a laid back song, you know. So it's fire that you really fuck with that one, honestly.
100%, bro. Next one we got Quantum Leap.
Oh shit.
Hey, bro. Now, for me, like I said before, bro, all the songs is fire, right?
Yeah.
My favorite is Never Break, but Quantum Leap is up there, bro. Quantum Leap is up there. It's a song that I played on repeat. Last night, I had to run it back a couple times. I ain't gonna lie to you. Introduce the features on that one, bro.
So yeah, man, Quantum Leap, right? We got myself, we got my guy Sincere Allure, to just break down the history with him. You know, me, him, Gabe, like we all came up from Ithaca High School. I didn't graduate from Ithaca High. I graduated in Atlanta, but like around that time was the era of banging on the lunchroom tables and rapping a bar or a verse in a cypher. And mind you, it's like OGs in 12th grade, 11th grade. I'm the only 9th grader, you know, in the mix. And it just, I don't know, man, like we had class together. That's our early upbringings. I've heard him rap. And he had the voice and the talent. It was just a matter of getting people like that in the studio, spending their money, spending their energy, spending their time, just believing in themselves that they could do it. Right. I've seen him then flourish, him, Gabe, and Springs, which is, his name is Angel. He's also on Quantum Leap. They're in a group called the Catharsis.
Okay.
So pretty much the EP has the group on the EP, you know what I mean? Which is fire to me, but it also shows the respect that they have for me and my artistry and my pen, and vice versa to them. So yeah, Sincere Allure, man, and my guy Springs, you know, aka Angel, you know, they bodied it, man. I grew up, this tape, the only feature that I haven't got a chance to build with in person which I would love to, would be Brianna Marin.
Brianna Marin, yeah, she on a Fast Lane.
Yeah, she's on Fast Lane. That and she was also on My Last. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like
got them I call them angelic hooks, bro. Like
boy,
you put on a Rick Ross record or some shit. You know what I mean? Like
it's just crazy. Like this tape though, outside from her, it's really like a community project. And I did that on purpose because I wanted people to see what collaboration out here looks like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's a New York thing in general, because as we branch off into upstate music scene, you know, this will come up, but everyone's to themselves often. And then if not, it's very clique based. So if you don't fuck with a certain person in the clique, then they might not all fuck with you to then conjure up a record.
It's definitely a New York thing.
Yeah, you know, and I guess pride's to the pen and all of that, but I put that shit aside. I think for me, being that I am from the A as well, and I mean, shit, I spent a good amount of time in New York, so if anything, like I could have the same mentality, but the way how I'm looking at music in general, it's just way bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I only get 2 songs of myself on my own EP with a fresh ass cover art. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the way how I looked at it was just like, yo, if I could have 7 people on here and it all works out, it would be like as if everyone's passing the baton and then I'm the last person to like win the race and finish the race. Yeah. So in my mind, like 5 tracks was 5 laps. You feel me? Real talk, 5 strong laps, bro, and we didn't show any sign of fatigue. Nah. We showed you just what's in the bag, what's in the arsenal, really. You know, like, cause I could have kept it just being one producer, all 5 tracks. You know what I mean? But you know, there's other flavors. You know what I'm saying? There's other flavors that I wanted to expose. So yeah, man, Quantum Leap. It was originally called Tomorrow Never Dies. And just after looking at the cover art, I'm like, yo, I should really just call it Quantum Leap, because I even say Quantum Leap in my verse. Right. You know what I mean? So I was just like, all right, 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. Exactly. Like, knock it out.
To stay on this song for a little bit more, you got a line in the hook, dying for tomorrow. You mentioned this already, but what does that mean? What does that mean to you? Dying for
like, I mean, I get paid. I'm a 9-to-5er, and I get paid chump change off the music, stream wise. But for me, it was just like I'm dying to see that next check. Okay. You know what I mean? I'm dying. I know what I either did all that I can today with my 24, and now I want to do more in the next 24. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm just dying to see that shit. And also knowing that it never dies. See, the title came from a movie called Tomorrow Never Dies from James Bond, the 007 movie. Okay. And so when I was watching that and I'm making an omelet and shit like that, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just make a song called Tomorrow Never Dies. You know what I mean? Because that's fire. Right. And so I found the beat to really match the theme and the vibe. I was like, all right.
Connery, my bad. Rest in peace, Sean Connery. Rest in peace, Sean Connery.
Exactly. Rest in peace. Yeah. And so, you know, when I tapped in and was writing to it, the hook came to me first. I like to start with hooks first, you know, and then build from there. And I don't know, it was a range that I sonically have never done before when it comes to like hooks. So once I felt like the flow matched the title and everything was like on point, I was like, oh word, like I could feel this even more now. And yeah, to me, it was just like just making each day count. You know what I'm saying? And I'm dying to make that shit count. So, you know, and in a sense too, some inspiration also came from the Tupac and Biggie song "Dying to Live." Okay. You know what I'm saying? So
is that it? Running from the police? No.
Yeah, that's that one. 2 Pacs was in the milk box, missing exposed. They stole. No, they got stepped on. A fist full of bullets, a chest full of Teflon. Yeah. Police picture that.
Right. I remember that one. Right.
Yeah. So it had those vibes. I wanted to bring those emotions into this one. People won't really, if you know music and we have the dialogue, then like you, yeah, all right, now it clicks. It makes sense. If I mention that to the regular audience today, they're like, what? They would have to do their research. Yeah. So it's like harnessing pain and then trying to figure out how to like put it out sonically. Like that's what I'm trying to master. You know what I mean? And yeah, Tomorrow Never Dies became Quantum Leap.
Hey, bro. And throughout the project, you've made references to COVID.
Yeah.
The whole situation. You had a line on Quantum Leap. It was toilet paper became the new In God We Trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that about? I mean, it's obvious, but like, why did you feel like you had to mention that in the song?
I mean, like, to be honest. Oh, say hello, Kels.
Hi. What up?
Hey.
You know,
to be honest, like the line probably was like pre-COVID.
Okay.
And I went into a Walmart and everything was gone. Like gone. Like,
ain't it crazy how that's normal now?
Facts. Like that hand sand, like it was just like, yo, this shit is funny to me. I gotta make a bar out of it. And like everything that's a current event, shout outs to Fab. I learned that from him. He'll take what's going on relevant and then he'll plug it in the music. For me, when pre-COVID, that's like early February we talking about. So to drop it now, being that it is still relevant because we're still in the pandemic, it's just the perfect time. I feel like creating with the times made it easier to make a project like this. This shit was effortless, bro. Like that like, and the fact that I'm receiving a lot of like love for it, you know what I mean? I'm just like looking back like, yo, I think we really crafted a diamond. Like, because you know what I'm saying? I didn't have this project in mind, bro. I just put this shit together and honestly, like I like normally I'll set it to release for like 2 weeks ahead or a month ahead. It was the day of out the studio. So like it wasn't too much me telling people, yo, I got an EP on the way or yo, it's coming. Nah, we just
spontaneous. That's the best. That's the best, man. That's when your best work comes into play, bro.
But a lot of people with that, like I've heard a lot of people kind of, even CEOs. Some CEOs chat what we chat about being spontaneous, is spontaneity. I don't know what that word is, but point is, yeah. So it's like, I guess doing a juggle of both. If you can plan ahead and it all calculates to where you have the time and the leg room to do it, then do it. For me, we just didn't have that room. You know what I mean? So I just felt like, yo, Black Friday is literally around the corner. And not only that, the way how we book sessions, you know, and with COVID, if my job has like COVID patients, my engineer worries, you know, because now we got to reschedule. Or I might have to quarantine. And that actually happened to me. Like I got quarantined because we caught like 3 cases at my job. And yeah, and I work at Kendall at the nursing home. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like that situation kind of took a session away, but we were able to work through it. You know what I mean? So I'm not even tripping. It's just that when I put it out, it's out. And the thing about it too, Lil Wayne even said it, like every record that came out from him, it's unfinished. So when he said that, bro, I'm like, yo, Lil Wayne's a perfectionist, bro, like to the T.
Yeah,
so
man.
So if he's saying shit's unfinished,
bro,
then it's like, yo.
When music is all you do and that's all you think about, that's how you make your bread. We even hear stories of Kanye still mixing like records from 10 years ago, bro. Like,
yep. So I feel like, yo, it's what I say is that me and Brown, we got a template now where I'm like, yo, this shit is ready to play and bump in the car and people walking with their headphones. It's ready for that level. Right. Once I gauge a song ready for that level, it's ready to release. Any type of further tricks that we do is extra to me. Right. You know, and that extra we can apply later, not like right now if we're like trying to move on to the next thing. Okay. So yeah, like it's to the toilet paper line, man. It was a real one. It was funny, it was witty, but it marked time.
Right.
Yeah. So
100%, bro. 100%. All right, we going into the next joint. Back to Lane, featuring Brianna Marin, right? Right.
Yep. And Rock Jones.
And who?
Rock Jones.
Rock Jones. Right. Okay, so now I feel like this is a perfect time, you know, for you to discuss the series. So you started off with Breadwinner.
Yeah.
Right, and then you went into Lottery Winner.
Yeah.
And now you at Prize Winner, right?
Beautiful setup.
Was Brianna Marin featured on Lottery Winner? Was she?
She was on Bread.
She was
Lottery Winner was just it was producers that shout outs to Rossi K for Superstar. I bought that beat from him. I honestly didn't have to feature him on the beat because I bought the beat. But I was just like to integrate the bases and have people see the names together and like in the database when you Google, like that was just important to at least have one. So even if I buy beats from him later and I don't use his name, at least we got that one. You know what I mean? Stunner Beats, the dude that made Moolah, his tag was on there. So I said, damn, his tag is already on there. I'm going to just feature him. So that's what happened about it. But really, they're all me. You know what I mean? And it was fun vibes. That tape was dedicated to my grandma. Okay. Because I would always go to the 7-Eleven, pick up a kyad, you feel me, get a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards while I'm at it, you feel me, and then come back to Grams, you know what I'm saying, with the tickets. So I felt like when I made a song like last year, like early last year, called Limit Break, that was when I found like my patterns and structures of what I could do on a song. Like that song was the definite song. It had every little element that I do today in that song. So when I looked at that guy, I was like, yo, yeah, all right, I'm gonna run with this. You know what I mean? So Lottery Winner was just the older grandma, you know what I mean? That's
And you got another influence throughout all of your music is a strong Jamaican influence.
Oh, yeah.
I call it the Wayne Wonder. Wayne Wonder.
Yo, you found it.
Bro, I'm from Brooklyn, bro. You can't you got that Wayne Wonder thing, bro.
Oh my God. Yo, that's like an Easter egg, bro.
Yeah, I should have never said that there, huh?
No, it's perfect. we can expand it.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go into that little. Yeah.
I kid you not.
Yeah.
This interview is $1 million, by the way.
I bought what you said?
This interview is $1 million, bro, because we talking that talk of like the essence of what's going on with me right now.
Flawless victory, bro. But
go ahead.
Wayne Wonder, you know, he's better known for the single got somebody. Yeah, bro. I bought that single, bro. And then he had the whole, I bought that shit. So expound on that for the people. What did that mean for you?
So Blane Wonder, okay? Nah. You ever played Def Jam Fight for New York?
Of course.
So I think I was in the club fighting Sean Paul.
Right.
And
one of the tougher fights in that game.
Yeah, OD. And you know, the songs play in rotation, and I think two of them that played was one was Anything Goes. Anything goes for me, right? Even with my little baby by my side.
I vaguely remember it. Yeah.
So I in Tournament of Power, I used that same flow at the outro. I don't think people really caught it. I used that same flow in the outro. I just replaced with my words, my little sonics and stuff. And that was like, wow, like people didn't peep, the nostalgia of what I just made. So then what I realized, bro, listening to that song, because that's like my favorite song to fight to. Like I throw Snoop Dogg out the window to that song. Like I throw motherfuckers in the train into that song. Like, oh, you know what I mean? And in the intro of the song, he's like, woo, woo, ah, yeah.
Now
See that. Right. So I downloaded his whole album, like probably like a few months ago.
Okay.
So it's recent. Downloaded his whole album because I got Apple Music stunning. I listened through it, running back all the classics of just life. I didn't hear him bring those patterns up ever again.
Really? It was a one and done for him.
He said, woo, ah, and even the was different on how I do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he still dragged it like that. So I'm like,
you insinuated. You dragged it
so
out.
I'm like, yo, I'ma take that and then mix that with just the patois that I already have. And so the key to that is that, like, I'm gonna always keep Jamaican roots and tradition in my music. It's not like it can be an on and off switch depending on certain songs, but it won't be like how Drake turns on the on switch to sell a pop record. And that's not a shot to Drake. It's just Drake's not from a yard. He's not a yachty man. He's not a Jamaican. So it's Yeah.
Unless it's a big up, or unless it's like, you paying homage. But in most cases in the pop industry, it's definitely not paying homage.
You just teething the sound.
Right.
That's all it is. So with knowing that much, and then my grandma having a high pitched voice. So even though I give certain credit to Lil Wayne for his auto rapping, I actually give majority of my I give more of that high pitched shit to my grams. Because I grew up with my grandparents as well. So that's also in me to know fast talking conversations that Jamaicans can speak and loud, like, boy,
Patois is a whole different.
It's a whole different frequency.
Right. 100%.
Feel me? It's a whole different frequency. So when I started paying attention to like the ranges and shit I could do, mind you, I ain't got no singing coach or anything like that. So I'm just doing this as I go. I'm like, yo, this man created a fire pattern and he never marketed again as like his unique sound. Back then, though, music wasn't like that. Music wasn't you find your sound and then you do it over and over on every song. Now in these days, the baby will pick the same similar beats and with the same flow and cadence.
Right.
And his fans will constantly cop it, buy it, and maybe
the recent where he started becoming more melodic though. You got the rock star. He started singing and all that shit.
Yeah. I'm to be honest, what I'm saying too isn't even a shot or a slight. It's understanding what branding and business is.
If it ain't
like,
broke, fix it.
Exactly. And so my thing is, with the flows that he's mastered and he's able to tap into and brand for himself, and that's his identity, like people can pick up like who he is. For me in hip-hop, that was something I was struggling for, bro, because I could be so fire in verses, I could be so phenomenal in a chorus, a concept, and everything. But what was eating me alive early on in my career was, oh, you sound too much like Drake, or you sound too much like Sean. And I had to sit back and be like, I like both of these guys, but that's like
influences.
Yeah, but I'm like, nah, like the concepts are like not even them. Like, so I'm trying to figure out what can stand out, even if it's annoying. What can stand out, and it could be something that I rock with, and I don't give a fuck what anybody else got to say. Like, that's me, and we run it. And it was that pattern. It was the AE, and I started inventing shit over time. Like, I was making up my own ad-libs out of that, and thinking of all the Jamaican conversations. What happened?
The more you record, the more comfortable you get with hearing.
Exactly, bro. Like, I record conversations, skits, everything inspires me, bro. Just living and drawing air, bro, is inspiring the next record. So with that said, like it was now time to master again how much pain or energy I could put into the there's certain tones that if you tap into it right, and depending on the beat too, the science is if the beat has energy and then you can bring that energy, then you're guaranteed to create chills, or you're guaranteed to create that, ooh, like that was fire. Like, you know what I mean? Right. So I've just been testing myself on how I react to it, listening to it when I'm in the car. And like being artists, we're like mad scientists with this shit. I feel like I'm Jekyll and Hyde with this shit, bro.
You combining a bunch of different elements and you making it into one, you putting it all into one, and then you know what I'm saying, you release it out. That's real alchemy right there, bro.
Bro, and so I mean, yeah, I forever credit to Wayne Wonder, you know, and it's funny because all I had in my head when I made that song Tournament of Power was me fucking up somebody in Def Jam to that song in the background. And mind you, that song would probably play out in a cookout, like in a family outing or things like that. But I wasn't really on it to music like how I'm on it now, where I download people's albums and I just listen to it. Now I study music more than become a fan of it. You know what I mean? So you the same way too, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. If I don't know who an artist, like the way I listen to music is I don't necessarily have to know who you are to like the music.
Yeah.
Like it, I like it. Like it's the way my ear has developed over the years. Whereas before it was like, oh, this rapper is doing this type of music, I'm not gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
I kind of evolved from that, and it's like it could be Lil Uzi Vert. If it's not good,
got some bangs too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or it could be like recently I just got into Kenny Mason. I don't know if you know what it is, but
nah, send me links after.
I got you. But yeah, bro, you know, it's like my ear and my spectrum is just wide range. So,
yeah, bro.
We gonna move on to the outro. You know, Jeremy Scott Airwalker.
Yeah.
That was like the bow tie for the album, bro. You nice. You know, built for the quarantine, bro.
Yeah. Built.
Hey, can you dive into the concept of that song for people?
Yeah. So at first it was called God's Time. Then I changed it to Jeremy Scott's Godspeed. Then I changed it to the final Jeremy Scott Airwalker. And how Airwalker came into play, I linked up with my photographer that did the shot. Shout outs to Ange, aka Get Designs Here. If you ever need designs, getdesignshere@gmail.com. And yeah, like I was showing him the tape in my phone, and I was like, yo, I'm just stuck on this title. He was like, yo, and we were just like watching TV, the music's playing, and he was just like, yo, write this down, Airwalker, crazy. I was like, yo, seriously? It's like we just instead of using Skywalker, he was like, yo, just flip it with the air. And it just, people might just be like, oh, the Jeremy Scott song. People might not even add Airwalker, and that's fine. But I liked it so much just because I have a knack for longer titles as well. So it was that mixed with how I'm looking in the cover art, mixed with the combination of what I'm wearing, which is the Jeremy Scotts, and who I am, which is the Airwalker on all these beats. I flow on everything. So it's like the song when we had the Jesse Owens sample in the intro, I took a clip that it was like 2 minutes and some change. It was like an interview. And I basically listened to the whole clip and then just decided which segment I wanted to take for the intro of the tape and then for the outro of the tape. So really it's the same story in a 2 minute clip radio interview. But the song,
you got it all up in one song.
Exactly. So I brought him back, you know, and yeah, like the flows, I think I can give some credit to Gunna, some credit to Lil Baby. Not that I took a specific flow for them, but I know how they get on beats.
All the credit to you, bro. All the credit to you.
I mean, yeah.
And the Most High, of course, but
for real, because I feel like even the hook, I pictured myself I was watching the movie The Book of Eli, and so that's where the and I've been seeing that movie, but just watching it while I bought that beat, I was like, nah, like let me see what I could say, you know what I'm saying, and yeah, like that inspired the chorus. Just running out of time, people running out of air, you know what I'm saying. Zooming just to link up with the family, like that was different. I had like 15 of my family members in the Zoom thing, and it's just like, this is what we have to, like, honestly, this is the pandemic tape. Like, that's the quarantine tape. Mm-hmm. This is like the now, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't mean to do it on purpose. It's just that, when it's every day you got to wear a mask, you're reminded every day of where you're at and what it is. 100%. You know what I mean? So
music is history, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And
yeah.
People that are able to tap into reality and what's going on around them and express that however they do, whether it's through music, through painting, through dancing, whatever. Like, we need to cherish those people. And you are one of those people that we need to cherish, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
You're able to paint the picture. Reality that we're going through in such an elaborate way, high quality way, and yeah, bro, this is 100% appreciated. Throughout your projects, it's a theme that you mentioned, Bravo Picasso. Who's Bravo Picasso?
So Bravo Picasso, man, like, I had mad nicknames coming up. I had Blizzy Blane, which wasn't a rap name. It was just Blizzy Blane. That was the era.
Right.
Then taking it serious, I went into Bravo Blane.
Uh-huh.
And at first I was like, we'll just run with Bravo, but all the social medias needed like a last name. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, I'm not going to make up some other guy's name. No, I'll just add my name and we'll figure it out as we go.
Right.
So rocking with Bravo Blane, after a while, you get into a relationship, you cool off from music, but you still writing. You realizing you getting mature with your sound, with the shit you talking about.
Right.
I'm like, I think now is a comfortable time to rebrand myself as just me, my name, Blane Bent. You know what I'm saying? And then my photographer again, you know what I mean? Because me and him bubble. Like, it's not just I hit him up for the graphics and I look fresh on the internet. Like, me, him, and his son, we go out to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's real life conversations. He hold me down with things. I hold him down with things. And so with that being said, like, we're always generating ideas. Always. Like, it could be in conversations where we're not even trying to talk about music. But then we're like, yo, write that down. Yo, save this. And it's just back and forth all the time. And I love it.
People like that around
you. Yeah, they fuel you. You know what I mean? And he gave me the name. He was like, yo, I haven't seen anyone do it. You ready? I was like, all right, what's up? Bravo Picasso. I was like, yes! Yes! But bro, it felt like I leveled up. In my artistry, in the sense of painting, my flows, my ideas. It made me feel like, damn, I have a name like that now that I don't know if anyone has it or not. And I don't care, because what I've done, you're going to have to match that. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't heard anybody with that name, so
yeah.
I'm sure you're the only one.
You feel me? Yeah. So like you were saying before about being one of those people to record history in time and paint it in an elaborate way, like, that's what Pablo Picasso is. You know what I mean? That's what I am in this music. You know what I mean? So that became like my man. Like, if Blane Bent wasn't my final form at that point, that probably was like my Super Saiyan 3.
Okay.
Either my Super Saiyan 3 or my Red God mode. You know what I mean? And, from there, man, like, what I do in my music now is I insert it in areas where it can be a cool ad-lib, or it can be like a nice personality factor. Like, I like to think when I'm rapping, I'm in the ring, like I'm fighting up against something or someone or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So Bravo Picasso would be that digital essence of me in any song kicking ass, whether it's cool flows, cool bars, melodies. I painted that. That's Picasso. You know what I'm saying? It's real easy to rhyme with. It's fresh and unique.
And your flows are very colorful, just like Picasso painting.
Yeah. It just,
but it all meshes very well.
Yeah, man. Right? Appreciate it.
No problem, bro. All right, we go into the Upstate Immortals. Who's the Upstate Immortals, bro?
Okay, so the Upstate Immortals is every pen that I've encountered, whether we made a record. Actually, it has to stem from a record. It can't be anything outside of that.
Okay. People that you collaborated with.
Yeah, that are just within the turf, within the region. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to make like a web of people that I'm connected to, kind of like the Stan Lee. So Upstate Immortals, there was Stan Lee creating Marvel in the sense of all the superheroes that live under that domain or that brand. Is no different than the DC universe for for Superman and Batman and XYZ. And so Upstate Immortals, I wanted to have it as like a hub of basically mad superheroes or vigilantes or whatever that is just dope and talented with the pen. And I'm even gonna probably broaden it up even more if you're an artist, like in general.
Hey, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And you painting for the cause, and you up here in Upstate Immortals. Like, I've acknowledged painters and dancers and stuff like that. Like, so it ain't even just tied to the pen, but for right now it is. You know what I'm saying? Based off like what I'm doing with it. And I've made accounts and pages. What I really wanted to do with that brand and to take it a step further is have like podcasts and stuff like that. But I said to myself, once I get the crib to myself, you know, I'm in my own space, I can reorganize the office a bit more, then I can be able to produce like consistent content of just like talking to people, talking to my audience. It could be things of the day. It could be, you know, about the upstate scene, whatever, however I was going to do it. I felt like, let me at least create the idea and own it. So that way no one can think about it and then create it, which I've had a problem of that. There was somebody that I've made a record with, and I'm not going to say his name to air out the business, but he literally tried to act like as if, you know, I didn't already have a handle on Twitter and other applications that had that name. So he tried to make an Upstate Immortals and run off with the brand. And it was just weird. There's also another artist that asked me, he literally Columbus the shit, if you really think about it. He asked me, yeah, because he's white too, so it works. He literally asked me, yo, if I could use Upstate Immortals as a mixtape series and, you know, as far as like collabing with people. And of course, we'll have our record. So I was like, well, if I'm a part of it, then yeah, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to link with as many other artists, you know, in that way. So he sends out a record and called Under the Sun. And, you know, I wrote that shit like probably in 48 hours, 72 hours, went live that day. And, you know, just months went by. You know, I mean, conversations are just saying you'd be there, you pull up, you got it. You never deliver. So it's just like, damn, like, and what's crazy about it too is that he kept recording with other acts and then putting it up under Upstate Immortals. So it's just like, damn, dog, you kind of look funny to me in the light. I'm not gonna hold you, but I'm not gonna make it a thing.
But at the same time, if you're able to blow it up, then all that is like free promotion.
And that's why
you will blow it up. Excuse me. Let me change my.
Oh yeah, we will. Okay. But you know and that's why I didn't really like when he did what he did. And I mean, obviously apologies came later as far as like how the record went about. And from there, honestly, I just fused that song with the song Upstate Immortals. So that's really how I solidified it. I was like, all right, if people are trying to teeth my ideas and run with it like they got the sauce, let me just make the brick, the song, you know what I'm saying? The theme song of what this all is about. And then everybody can go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I had to combine Under the Sun with Upstate Immortals. And again, it's all love, you know what I mean? But business is business, you know, and if that wasn't your idea, don't run off with it like it was, you know what I mean? That's just what that, like, give the credit and the homage, not just in a DM, like publicly saying that, like, yo, this is this man right here, you know what I'm saying? Like,
just give it where it's due. 100%.
Yeah, that's all, because that's the thing, it's such a beautiful idea. It's such a new idea. Like, I even had people say, oh, like, isn't that Immortals thing from another artist? And I'm not mentioning artists. You know, if they watch this, they know who I'm talking about, and it's not in a bad way, but it's about you. And so, yeah, when people started saying that throughout the community, I was just like, listen, my idea and his idea, yeah, we have the same name, but he don't own Immortals. You don't own Immortals, my nigga. Like, that's like, Google it, my nigga. Like, you know how many people say that word? Ain't nobody owning Immortals. Now, what's in front?
Immortal is fired, by the way. Kid Cudi. It's off topic. It's a tangent. My bad.
Yeah, and I gotta peep that. But what's in front of it or after it makes it the brand or whatever unique thing it is. So for me, I was just like, yeah, he had Immortals, and he made it for his family. Like, it was a clothing brand for his family. He sold that out to people, to fans, whatever. And it, you know, it had like a wolf logo and all of that. That's fine.
Okay.
You immortalize your people that have fallen, or just in general. That's fine. That the name, the word immortal is just that, to immortalize. So that's fine. What I'm doing is removing my ego and putting my pen to whoever that want to collab.
Right.
That's not what the guy that was branding Immortals was doing. Right. He wasn't going, yo, we just linked up and made a new record with this other artist from the area, Upstate Immortals. Now we're immortalized. He wasn't doing that.
It sounds like that would have been a perfect opportunity to combine forces, or like come together and
bro, I would love to, but I don't think because this goes back into the New York thing. You know, as far as like collaboration, shit don't even have to be about a song. It could be about businesses trying to get a venue.
Right.
And the two businesses don't see eye to eye because maybe one's doing better than the other, or you know what I mean? So exactly. So it's like the new idea that could be birthed and could benefit everybody in the community. It can't even, you know, we can't even fathom it or process it because, you know, people are still in themselves, you know, or they want all the credit or they want all the lights. So I'm just like, yo, fuck all of that. Fuck all the waiting. Like, I have nothing but love to all of y'all, but don't get in my way when I'm trying to like do it for me and for everybody. You know what I mean? Right. Like, you know, and that's all. Like, Upstate Immortals it started off as me putting up my pen, collaborating with artist after artist after artist after. So if you don't have that resume, then you're not Upstate Immortals. You know what I'm saying? You didn't start that. I've checked every social media site and I've plugged in. I have all access to Upstate Immortals. So like I have the handles. You know what I mean? And we're just in a nice space now because I collaborate with everybody. Like the tape got 7 features. You see what I'm saying? For a 5-song slap. So my goal really is to just record with everybody up here, and they probably don't even realize who I am recording with them. And then when they get the surge of people fucking with them and following them, it's based off the things I've done or the people that I've linked with that only strengthened and bonded the communication. Because if you look at it, right, like if Ithaca or anywhere on the map of upstate, Elmira, Rochester, Bing, any one of us, if the spotlight was to direct into a concentrated area, what is the talk about in that area? What is the focus in that area? You know what I'm saying? Like,
especially in a college town like Ithaca,
yeah,
you would expect, you know what I'm saying, for there to be some type of spotlight.
Some type of scene or some type of like it's tangible. You could Google it and people names pop up. We need that. We need that. Like if you know, this place becomes the new Hollywood again, and mad tourists come through and they want to see what artists are in the area, what venues are in the area that, you know, support these artists. How many acts do we have here? How many songs came out of this place?
Well, another thing about Ithaca is they cater to the alternative scene more than anything.
Exactly.
It's not, well, at least when I was there wasn't really an outlet for hip hop acts to put their music out there.
Yeah, it's a bit, it's the energy, to be honest. I mean, and I could say this because I've been here the longest. The energy is within the artists, not the venues on the turf itself. So I say that to say this: it's up to us to find that venue and then open it up for the artists to express that energy. Right. If none of us do it, they won't do it. And they, it could be corporate America, it could be white people, which is majority the people that own these businesses or establishments, to have you know, set up shop and do what you got to do anyway. Right. So it's just knowing your area. Like a lot of people would say like, yo, Blane, like I want you to perform more and all of that, but I get it. You like the music or you want to see me out, but the reality is like the base here doesn't support that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? So when I started paying attention to it, and I'm realizing now we're advancing further in the digital era where everything is streaming, where people are performing live. It won't be the same as recording a concert and then uploading it or going live because people won't be there. But that's where we're like shifted at right now until, you know, things open back up. But yeah, like, you know, to just tie it back on into the Upstate Immortals, it's a universe. It's a universe of spitters or a universe of talent. You know what I'm saying? And it connects. It's meant to be a vehicle that drives people's content, meaning that if we've collaborated or I know of you and I support you, I'm supporting what you do. I'll share your things. It's not ego attached to that brand that hubs everybody. You know what?
Aside for a bigger cause, right?
Yeah.
A much bigger cause, and that's when you understand the weight and the responsibility that we have towards each other, and then you start thinking like that, and you start moving like that, because like it's the reason why I'm doing this Gold Miners Media thing.
Yeah, talk about it. How you came up with it and all of that.
It was created because me and my friends in high school, similar to you, you know, we were music and all of that stuff, and it was just like an idea. Like I was in the shower, and it just snapped. Like
that's time for ideas.
You know what I'm saying? That's where some of my hottest verses was created. Let's keep it going. But yeah, it was just like, all right, we all doing these different things. Why not just make a little collective and then you know what I'm saying, expound on that, grow from that. And then I went away to college. I ended up moving upstate, went to TC3. I became disconnected with my friends in the city. I still wanted to keep it going. So that's when I started like branching off. Like I didn't just rap. Now I was producing beats. You know what I'm saying? I was doing photo shoots. You know what I'm saying? I was learning how to do different things and stuff like that, so that when I get around people that was a photographer or videographer or choreographer, I kind of knew their world, and I knew enough to, you know, have these conversations with them. And have it come from a genuine place. So like now where I'm at with this Gold Miners Media thing is I want to create a facility, a physical location that's dedicated to the arts. You know what I'm saying? All from, you know what I'm saying? I've only experienced that when I was a kid and I went away to summer camp, and they had everything: dance studio, music studio. You know, you paint. You could do whatever the fuck you want. I want us to be that free, bro.
Yeah.
Freedom of expression, especially for us in this country and right now, is probably the most important thing that we have, and that's keeping a lot of us sane. You know what I'm saying? The freedom to truly express yourself, bro. That's it's an important cause, bro. It's very important. It combats so many issues, but not to go into that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's for a later. That's for a later interview. You feel me? Hey, hey, bro. This was amazing, bro. This couldn't have went any better. Like this right here. This is like golden right here, bro.
Oh man.
I got a question for you though. This is off the music. I know you were a nerd like myself, and I say that with all respect.
Yeah.
What video games are you playing right now?
I ain't gonna act like I played recent, but what I have downloaded on the P4 would be like, I got the Final Fantasy 7. I got the Kingdom Hearts 3. I basically go to Yu-Gi-Oh though. I forgot the thing is Duel Links. The latest one, I got that. I got the Naruto Jump Off. I got the Jump Force. I got the Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Ultra Instinct Goku is fire on.
Lit, bro.
Yeah, bro. But I heard Kakarot is pretty fire, like the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So I was
sure.
Yeah. But I mean, truthfully, like, I haven't been playing as much, man. Like, if I turn on the P4, I'm on Netflix or I'm on YouTube.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? So it ain't even like I game like how I used to. But I got Final Fantasy 8 locked in that too. I got what else I got? Got a Resident Evil. I like Resident Evil. Yeah, I mean, what you into right now?
Right now, I'm into God of War. I'm into that heavy.
Oh, word! That's the one with his son.
Yeah, bro.
I gotta cop that.
Heavy right now, bro. I'm trying to complete every little thing in that damn thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard game though. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't have it on God of War mode. You have to unlock that, so I have it on the mode right above that. And yeah, bro, it's taking me some time, bro. Assassin's Creed Origins. That's my shit right now. And I've been into like Black Ops 3 zombies, bro. I don't know.
Yo, you play zombies?
Yes, sir.
For the P4 Xbox though.
The P4, bro. It's all P4, bro.
Nah, I gotta run that. I only play Black Ops for the zombies. Like I don't really go online, and I have friends online too that go online. It's not my thing. I think for me online, Halo. Like if they were to move the new Halo, if there is one on the P4 or the P5, whatever.
I'm never gonna do that, but
oh my god,
wishful thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I have both systems. It's just my controllers are broken for the Xbox.
Okay.
So that's the only reason.
That's a good way to have them.
Crazy. Yeah, no, I just haven't played in a minute though, man. I just left that shit alone for a minute, man.
I feel that. You gotta be on your grind, you feel me?
Oh yeah, bro.
Time where you have to really hustle. I haven't been on it. I've been all right, so what shows have you been watching? You said you've been on the Netflix. So what show?
Yeah, I really fucked with the Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, it's straight chess.
Okay.
And I love chess. I'm not really that nice, but ever since that movie, I downloaded the app and I've been really, getting in. And but now like it's like a 9-episode Netflix original about a girl that grew up in an orphanage. She lost her mom in a crazy accident. I think the pops was a sleazeball, and yeah, so she in an orphanage and it just picks up with her life from there, like how she got in the chess, how she got out the orphanage, how she playing chess like competitive, you know what I mean? Get her name in the newspapers, flying out. Back then when money was like crazy different, like how we like what like a hamburger back then was like probably like a nickel or some shit like that. Like money was just way different back then. So for them, like $20, $500 is like that's some guap right there. Feel me? But nah, it was just interesting because it had a parallel where her best friend was also black, and you know, just how they grew up, even though they separate throughout the show or throughout the show, the comeback factor that plays into her you know, just doing what she does best at chess, man. It's so beautiful for artists, I feel, because like the way how I interpret it for myself, it was just like I kind of see myself as her, being that I was in foster care, and then I tapped into my abilities with rap, and you know, now it's now that you out of school and you in the real world, what you gonna do with, you know, yourself in the real world? You could either, you see your friends that were like A1 at chess in the beginning at school, and then they got jobs, they got families, you know what I mean? Like they not really doing the chess thing no more. For Shorty, she was like elite with the chess. Like she was like studying it, like obsessed with it. And for me, I feel like people like me and her, like, you know what I mean? We understand what it what you truly have to do to just, I don't know, get that type of talent, man. Like she sacrificed. It's not even so much that she sacrificed a lot in the show, but relationships go. Like she turned down a lot of offers that she could have had that could have took her away from the chess. You feel me? Same thing with any profession you do. So I feel like the fact that it showed weaknesses and strengths of where she accepted and where she turned them down, and how she was hella drunk, you know, getting ready to play chess with the governor of Russia. You know what I mean? Like dog, like that type of intense where like everybody's watching the fight, like as if it's Tyson or if it's Muhammad.
You about to do anything in Russia, you better be drunk.
Right. So my whole thing is that like she really stayed true to her craft, and I think you could appreciate that. It's 9 episodes. I binged the shit out of them. And I mean, aside from that, the 100 is fire. I finished that like not too long ago.
Okay.
What else has been on there? Like sometimes I just rewatch old movies too. You know what I mean? Like old movies I've seen like thousands of times, and I'm probably just want them to have them on just to go to sleep to type shit. You know what I mean? I'm like that sometimes. So
I feel that 100%, bro. Yeah. Oh, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Hate you, bro. Can you shout out your Instagram, Twitter, all that?
Yeah, man. Instagram, Blane Bent, at Blane Bent. Twitter, at Blane Bent. Facebook, Blane Bent. Soundcloud, Blane Bent. And I believe all those handles have the display name Bravo Picasso. So either or works. Apple, Spotify, Tidal, iHeart, Deezer, YouTube, all of that. Blane Bent.
Stop playing.
Stop playing. And yo, we gotta get another record on the Dolly tip too.
Oh yeah, that's coming.
So yeah, so you know, till next time, my G.
Till next time, brother, man. 100%, bro. We go lock in. Depending on how 2021 looking, bro, I really want you to come out here, bro.
I was just gonna say that. Where you stay at again?
I'm in Oakland right now.
Oakland, yeah, Oakland. I think we could make that happen.
We could link in LA though.
Okay, even it's different. I've never been, so
yeah. And I got a couple people that I feel like I should introduce you to, just because we all on a similar wavelength. Rappers as well, and yeah, bro, I'm gonna shoot you over some projects after this. All right?
I bet,
bro. But yeah, bro, thank you. I'm gonna just stop recording, bro, and I'm gonna cut this part out. All right,
bro.
Yeah. Peace. Peace, bro.
the snake shit. I don't wanna have no conversation, cause my feelings always changing. I won't turn my back on the streets, nigga, that's how I came in. The same people fucking with me, and I wasn't jacking me last year. Stay solid right to the finish, ain't no acting up pretending. If this my business, why you in it? I'ma step it, don't forget it. I'm really standing on business, ballin' like I'm Pippin. I said they gon' catch me slipping. If they think that I'm dumb, then that boy's tripping. Pull up and end it, if he got smoke, then let's get it. I don't do this for an image, yeah. I won't ever fall, yeah. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. And I won't ever break, yeah, yeah. Hey, I'll never break and I'll never fall. Standing down on my 10 toes. And I do this on my very own. Lone star on my ways alone.
Get up out my way, get up out my way. You will never relate if you fade. Get up out my way, get up out my way. I will never break, nah, not today. Get up out my way, get up out my way. All you do is slow me down, why you always hate? Get up out my way, get up out my way. I will never break, nah, not today.
I've been down and I've been bad and I've been at my lowest. No vanity, I shown up, know exactly where the glow is. You see survivors of the struggle, we all surely know this. I'm booming how I move the planet, this the whitest lotus. Metaphors from many months, the TV was my sitter. Memories are sweet, but what matured me was the bitter. Everybody wanna praise you when you shine and coated glitter. But when you was in the gutter, you learn quick to be no quitter. Ain't no back now, back round, back down for me. This the last down, last round, last crown glory. See our warriors on flash now. We done sold the cash cow. Niggas done forgot where they from for where they at now. The balls that I got no co-defendant. The way the game need me is so codependent. No dent in my pen, everything is so pensive. And when the ink dry, everything's so resplendent. The pen lift me up, I be feeling unfettered. Detached from the hate, I be feeling untethered. I keep it so literal, down to the letter. If you think you blocking me, you better.
Get up out my way, get up out my way. You will never relate if you fade. Get up out my way, get up out my way. I will never break, nah, not today. Get up out my way, get up out my way. All you do is slow me down, why you always hate? Get up out my way, get up out my way. I will never break, nah, not today.
I got the sound, I'm not playing around. It's time to get this chicken, grease my pockets. I'm putting my friends on, upstate we winning. I got a voice that slaps with a pen full of moment. To cover the pain, I go be masking up every day when I work. We all got them days, we don't do no talking, it is what it is. Quarantine got its perks, I got a quirk. Sometimes I just smirk, not even 100%, but I'm maxing. Every song dropping, I need a million. Whipping a Pegasus, I max a million, yeah. They can't slow me down, I'm on the Autobahn. Decepticons never intercept the rise of fine. Problems get fixed, we don't take breaks. Should've known back when I was facing heartache. Lying hard to limit, breaking my chest. Can't squall, never fall, I'm a seasoned vet. Prize winner takes up. For one love, one for all. Hey.
Get up out my way, get up out my way. You will never relate if you fade. Get up out my way, get up out my way. I will never break, nah, not today. Get up out my way, get up out my way. All you do is slow me down, why you always hate? Get up out my way, get up out my way. I will never break, nah, not today.
I got the sound, I'm not playing around. It's time to get this chicken, grease my pockets. I'm putting my friends on, upstate we winning. I got a voice that slaps with a pen full of moments.